Hello, lovely human beings. It's Loretta with Sparrowhawker Designs. Welcome back to my channel. So today, continuing with our circles and stitches, I'm going to show you how to do a herringbone stitch. However, before I do that, I was just going to show you the two blocks that I finished for this past time. I think this is 13 and 14, so I think I still have 10 or 11 left to go. If you've been following along, I mentioned in, I think, the last video that I've kind of run out of new stitches to do that look good circular, or that at least I know how to demonstrate circular. So probably from here on out I'm just going to do a combination of stitches we've already gone over, and that's what I did with both of these. So on this one, I just did lazy daisies in the middle with some French knots, and then in between each petal of those I did another lazy daisy on the next row, and then again in between each petal of the lazy daisy on the third row I did more another lazy daisy. So, and then just in here I just did like a little I mean, it's kind of like a V-stitch, but it's not a complete, you know, it's just dash marks. And I did that there, and I did them out here. And then I did a blanket stitch with some French knots in between. And then on this one, I just put a flower button here in the middle, and then I did the long and short variation of the blanket stitch around the first circle. And then out here I did the three-pronged kind of triangle variation of the blanket stitch, which I've gone over in other videos. So that's the two I'm adding to this week. Here are the others. And then, so the herringbone stitch that I'm going to demonstrate for you today is, I have not used in this at all, this project so far, but I thought, you know, since I'm going to sort of just be repeating myself from here on out in different variations, that in order to give you something to take away from the video, besides just looking at what I've done, I will just demonstrate a stitch, even though it's not necessarily a stitch that I'm going to be using in this project. So there you go. Okay. So also, anybody, if you haven't been following along, if this is your first time watching, you can, if you want to get I am using a combination of 100% wool, wool felt, and homespun fabrics for this project. If you want to glue them down so that they don't move while you're stitching them, I use fabric glue stick. Please make sure it's a fabric glue stick. If you don't want to do that, you can also baste it down with the Coats & Clark Summer Brown. It blends in with almost everything except maybe all white. So that's that. I use a size 8 embroidery needle most of the time, unless I'm doing wrapped stitches, and then I can't remember which one I use. I use a milliner's needle. There we go. Alright, so for this, I'm just demonstrating on a spare piece of fabric that I have, and I'm using a size 8 pearl cotton in a super bright orange so that you can see it. And so for the herringbone stitch, see, I'm going to do one or two facing me, and then I'll turn around and face you. So the herringbone stitch is basically just taking two little bites of fabric, one on this row and one on this row, if that makes sense. So you're going to do like that, and it makes this little X at the top. And then down here you do the same thing. And then up here you go back and you do the same thing. Simple as that. And you get this nice little X pattern, you know, going. It's different than just a standard X stitch. You can definitely see it's more of a herringbone. So I'm going to come around and try to do it where you can see me do it with a right hand. Right-handed. So you just come up here and you take a little bite of your fabric maybe a little bit bigger than that. And then you come down and you do the same thing. See? So the trick to this one, of course, is trying to take the same size bite of fabric and spacing it apart. It's a little hard for me to do this like this because I'm all on this side instead of holding it right in front of me. So this probably isn't going to turn out very even, but usually I'm pretty good at it. And if you need some help with that, I think there are, yeah, see, that's doing it sideways like this is weird. There are some templates out there that you can use. And there you go. It's just as simple as that. There are templates that you can use. And also you could probably even, if you had something that would disappear, like a chalk pencil or something, you could even go through and just make your little dots. You can see how they got bigger as I went, because these I was doing while facing, you know, like in my lap, and these I was doing when I was standing off to the side. So you can see that it didn't stay even. Anyway, so that's the herringbone stitch, and these are the two ones that I just finished. There we go. So yeah, so I hope everybody's having a great day and a great week. I'm trying very hard to finish up some projects. I just finished up a wall hanging, and I have a regular quilt that I'm making as well, which I will show you guys, I guess, when I'm done with it. And then I'm taking a mixed media art class with Lori Marie Jenkins, so I've been working on that stuff as well. But as soon as I get all caught up here, then I'm going to put all my effort into the crazy quilt that I'm trying to finish. So anyway, there you go. All right, guys. I hope that helped. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.